Hi guys. So commercialized boxing is definitely one of the best places that you can learn PR from, and I will get into this. So you're thinking about today's boxers. You're thinking about legends like um, Davis, Ryan Garcia, obviously Floyd Mayweather, and a bunch of others. And it's absolutely remarkable to see the impact that they have been able to create, and also the amount of marketing and revenue they've been able to generate through all those fights. So I'm gonna showcase a little bit about what your strategy looks like and how you can kind of implement it into different other verticals. So what they do pretty well in boxing is they do this whole pre-event, event, post-event. But they don't do that just as you would do like a product launch. They really get into it. So for example, the pre-event becomes a whole event by itself. The post-event becomes its whole event, a whole event by itself, right? And those macro events, if you take those like three big macro events, post event and pre-event, event and post event, they also have micro events inside of them that are able to create pillars of content, of material that helps generate revenue and scale up towards the main event. So it starts out with strategic leaks and rumors, right? Speculations, legacy talk, those kind of stuff. Then you've got lots of once the fight is getting announced, you see a lot of let me just use this drawing board. It'll be nice to use. We're talking about collaborations with celebrities and influencers. Influencers coming to the event, influencers trash talking each other to supporting different boxers. That's pretty fascinating. Then you've got the whole narrative, right? Remember how strong the narrative was, between the Ryan Garcia and Davis fight. Who's going to win the belt? There's a rivalry. There's press conferences going on, face off, trash talk, signature moments, all this kind of stuff. Okay, all this kind of stuff happens pre-event, right before the event is before the fight is even taking place. There's this whole hype surrounding this fight that makes the fight something to look forward to. Then you've got all the social media campaigns, right? If it's behind the scenes content, taunting each other. You've got media coverage and interviews, TV appearances, exclusive interviews. When you look at boxing, you've got the popular Showtime show, All Access, right? You've got the HBO shows. You've got like so many different verticals and so many different like YouTube channels. Like this one is by Rawwork. So there's so many media outlets that are basically providing coverage pre-event, and that makes everything much more electrifying, and also positions the boxers as celebrities, right? Not just as athletes, but as actual kind of like movie characters in a way. Okay, you've got the documentaries, which is the training camps, the partner content. Lots of YouTube channels run partner content with boxers, and then you've got this whole community engagement and charity, where you have like, you see those boxers go to events, to conferences, engaging with their fans, doing some charity work. And then you've got the other vertical, which is basically merchandising and branding. If it's selling those gloves, selling those like content, photos, signatures, all that stuff, that adds massive amounts of revenue. Like if you don't understand, if you're not like actually doing this type of PR for this type of people, you don't necessarily understand the amount of revenue that this type of people get from this type of brand partnerships and merchandise. Sometimes those boxers, and I'm talking about boxing here, but it could be in almost every other sport vertical, or even like artistic vertical. This celebs, this people, they sometimes earn more from all the promotions and from the brand endorsements and partnerships than from the views of the actual pay-per-view event, right? So that's incredible to think about, where you think about there's an event, but everything that is surrounding the event is the cash cow to actually monetizing the actual event and like 10xing what you would get in return. So that is definitely something to think about. I also think that Another big thing here is the personal branding, right? So it's the Instagram channels of people like Ryan Garcia, who I think is a marketing genius. I think Davis is a marketing genius as well. Obviously Mayweather, obviously Mike Tyson back in the day. So like there's this fight, we're talking about Mike Tyson, so there's this Mike Tyson Jack Paul event coming out in November, and you're seeing already how hyped that is, right? You see they're attending podcasts, they're going on, they're live streaming, they're trash talking each other. It's all building the hype, and through this building of hype, the pre-event becomes the event itself. Um, let's talk a little bit about the post events. So in terms of the post events, usually it's kind of like straightforward. You have a winner, you have someone who actually won the fight. He's basically leveraging it to build other fights, right? So someone who won a fight, he's gonna basically trying to organize more fights and to use that as kind of like a stepping stone. The guy who got defeated in the fight is gonna leverage it into some sort of like comeback story, right? So even no matter what happens in the fight itself, there's two narratives, right? There's two narratives that are going to shine out of it, and those two narratives can be very cash driven and very profitable for both boxers. So it's really interesting to kind of understand this concept of how boxers use PR and modern PR to kind of create big hype towards their events, and how they leverage modern PR to create hype to their next event, after their initial fight. So if you guys enjoy this type of content, please subscribe to the channel. No fluff, no bullshit, just really showing you guys strategies that work for high performing individuals. And yeah, if you guys want to do modern PR, if you guys want to work with the leading modern PR agencies, reach out to us. We've worked with about 200 of the leading startups, tech startups out there. Feel free to reach out through our website, armyhurwitz.com. And yeah, please subscribe to the channel.